Hi, my name is John Goodnight. I have done reflections on Student Learning Outcome A and Student Learning Outcome B. This time I'll be doing this video on Student Learning Outcome F. Student Learning Outcome F is defined in the English syllabus as the ability to evaluate your development as a writer over the course of the semester and describe how composing in multiple genres and mediums using various technologies can be applied in other contexts to advance your goals. I define Student Learning Outcome F as your ability to evaluate your writing as a whole and learning how to add different styles and can help you describe how multiple genres and mediums can help you advance your writing. Slo F is important because it allows you to see your progress as a writer as a whole, step by step, what you've done well, and how you've gotten over different types of adversity in your writing style. For this video, I'll be describing my advancement as a writer from the beginning of Project 1 through the end of Project 1. The first part of Project 1 was understanding logos, ethos, and pathos. Understanding logos, ethos, and pathos is an important step in the beginning of this writing process of understanding rhetorical analysis and how to do rhetorical analysis. The next step in the writing process in Project 1 was finding two commercials that use mythical figures. For me, it was a Lucky Charms commercial from the 90s and a Coca-Cola commercial during the holidays that uses Santa. After finding the commercials, we broke down the logos, ethos, and pathos in our own personal commercials. This proves that it is important to understand the first step in the writing process in order to do the second step. Without understanding logos, ethos, and pathos, you would not be able to identify it in your commercial. Next was a class discussion on rhetorical analysis. This step was important because it allowed us all as a class to discuss the problems that we may have been having with rhetorical analysis and giving ideas of how to get better with the rhetorical analysis situation. For example, a question I had was, which was more effective, logos, ethos, or pathos? Through the class discussion, I discovered that all three can be used equally, but depending on the situation, logos, ethos, or pathos may be stronger. The next step was posting the script for our three slows reflection. This allowed me to get ready for the reflection videos by laying out an organized script step by step of how I'm going to do this. The next step was posting our first reflection and our rough draft for the rhetorical analysis paper. This was a major step in Project 1 because it took all the previous things we had done in earlier weeks and combine them into our first major step in finishing the Project 1 assignment. Once the rough drafts were posted and the first reflection video was done, it was important to respond to peer videos and their rough drafts. This allows us to grow as writers because we are able to see other people's ideas, and when we see what other people say about our writings, we see things that we would never have seen before. When all is said and done, we have 3 reflection videos on the student learning outcomes chosen by the student, and the final paper on our Google Site portfolio. At this point is when Slo F is so important, because you are able to look back at the whole process, starting from the first reading that describes logos, ethos, and pathos, all the way to your final reflection and paper for Project 1. You are able to see where you improved as a writer and where you still need improving in the future. For me, the most important thing I learned was expanding on my understanding of logos, ethos, and pathos and how it is used in writing. Logos, ethos, and pathos can be very effective in a persuasive paper if used correctly. Something I need to focus on in the future is staying on top of my work. Being in the online class, sometimes I get sidetracked and forget of all the work that is due because I'm not in class every other day. Sometimes I think I have more time to do the online assignments than I do to do actual in-class assignments. To improve this in the future, I will need to pay more attention to the course calendars and the emails sent out by Aaron. Progressing towards Slo F has shown me that writing is a very long process and is something that must be done step by step. Also, becoming a good writer is done through experience and learning different writing strategies through different writing assignments and progressing towards the student learning outcomes.